Hello, children. In the second part of our discussion, we are taking up the topic free and fair electoral competition. In this context, we are going to discuss the electoral system in at least two countries. One is China from Asia, and another is Mexico from Central America. You know the name of the Chinese parliament? In Chinese, it is called Guangguo Renmin Daibiao Dahui. In English, it is National People's Congress or NPC, abbreviation NPC. The Chinese people elect 3000 members to the National People's Congress every 5 years. How many years? Every 5 years. That means their parliamentary elections are conducted every 5 years. You will be surprised to note that in that country army also participates in the election of members to the parliament, Chinese parliament, which has 3000 members. Among those 3000 members, a few are elected by the Chinese army also. The National People's Congress, that is NPC, it appoints the president of China. But in American democracy, the president of America is directly elected. But here, the Chinese president is appointed by the parliament. There is only one party, that is the Chinese Communist Party. It gives approval to each and every candidate. Each and every candidate must get approval before contesting an election. But 8 smaller parties are there, but all of them are allied to it. Got it or not? They are allied to it. If the Chinese Communist Party allows these parties to contest elections, they can. That means what is the meaning of existence of these parties? When they are allied to the major party or the main party. The Communist Party of China always makes the government. Do the people in China have any choice before them while they elect their government? We will come to know after we discuss another case, that is Mexico. Mexico, it is in Central America. It elects its president every 6 years. Means when in China every 5 years parliamentary elections are conducted, in Mexico every 6 years elections are held to elect the president of the country. There is one party, that is Institutional Revolutionary Party, for short PRI. It won every parliamentary election from 1930 to 2000 AD. This country became independent in 1930. Long back, there was a Spanish rule in this country. So from 1930 to 2000 AD, for long 70 years, even though opposition parties were there, they contested every time, every election, but all the elections were won by this party only, that is PRI, Institutional Revolutionary Party. Then how did this party see success every time? There must have been something, yes or no? That means this party PRI all the time adopted some dirty tricks to win polls. Then shouldn't we know what were the dirty tricks applied by or adopted by this party, that is called the PRI, to win all the elections from 1930 to 2000 AD? Listen to me carefully. First of all government officials, There are many government servants working for the government in our country, in other countries also. All government officials were forced to attend the meetings of PRI. You may laugh at it, because in Indian system, political system, you may have never heard that any government servant is asked to attend any party's meetings. No, in India it doesn't happen. Our government servants never attend any parties, I mean political parties meetings. But over there it is compulsory. They are supposed to attend the meetings of PRI. Number two, the school teachers in government schools, they force parents to vote for the PRI. Isn't it nonsense? Yes. Because school teachers, they are the government servants, they shouldn't force parents to vote for a particular political party. Of course, here that is PRI. The number three, media, both the print media and the electronic media, it was under the control of the PRI's government. It ignored, I mean the media ignored the activities of the opposition political parties. This should not have happened over there. Media should have played a neutral role, which didn't happen in case of Mexico. Then fourth one, in the last minute polling booths were shifted. Wherever the people were supposed to cast their votes in a polling booth, a number of polling booths used to be shifted from that place to another. Would not it cause inconvenience to the voters? Yes, that would. That means difficulties were caused to the people of that country or the voters of that country when elections were there. Then the PRI spent huge amount of money in the campaigns for its candidates. You may have seen election campaigns in our country. There are elections for different types of legislatures in our country, yes or no? Be it parliament, be it assembly or local elections, you may have seen the campaigns. But in that country, when campaigns were conducted, a huge amount of money was spent by the party for each and every candidate. These were some of the dirty tricks adopted by the PRI to win elections. Then, are these two countries, China and Mexico, democracies in true sense? No, they are not at all. Why? In China, voters are hardly left with any serious choice. Do they have any? No. Because every time one political party comes to power, that is the Chinese Communist Party. That means in that country, single party system is there. Whereas in India, you know, we have multi-party system. Then come to Mexico. In Mexico, of course, we find people have many choices, but practically they did not have any choice. That means in India, we voters are left with so many choices. We have the multi-party system in this country. In Mexico, multi-party system is there, was there, but in practice, we see elections could not be won by any opposition party, so real choice was not with the voters. Ruling party could not be defeated for a long time, for long 70 years, yes or no? That means free and fair elections were not conducted here. Then we can come to the second feature of democracy, which says democratic elections must be free and fair. Do you agree or not? Elections must be free and fair, where those currently in power have a fair chance of losing. Now, whichever party is in power, it must have a fair chance of losing. If the people wish, they can throw the political party that is now in power out of it. It is up to the wish of the people. That is to be decided by the people. Yes or no? So, democratic elections must be free and fair, where those who are currently in power must have a fair chance of losing. This was not there in these two countries, or even today this is not there in these two countries. So the second feature of democracy says that elections must offer real choice between political parties. I hope you understand there are many political parties must be there, and real choices must be provided to the people. And number two, this choice must enable people to remove their existing rulers. If they feel that these rulers are no more required, people want a change, and hence this government must go, another party's government must come to power. Thank you.